Welcome to Fact Frenzy, where we reveal the incredible facts that shape our world in ways you never imagined. In today's episode, we're diving into the mind boggling idea that you only experience 1% of what's actually happening in your life. Sound impossible? Believe it or not, your brain is constantly filtering out most of what's going on around you, only letting in a tiny fraction of the total sensory information. Let's explore the science behind this fascinating phenomenon and discover how much of reality we're actually missing. Fact number one: our brain filters out 99% of sensory information. Right now, as you're watching this video, your brain is receiving millions of pieces of information every second. Everything from the temperature of the room, to the background noise outside, to the feeling of your clothes on your skin. But here's the catch: your brain only lets you become consciously aware of about 1% of that information. The rest, it's filtered out before you ever realize it. Why? The human brain is an incredible but energy intensive machine. Processing all of that data at once would be overwhelming and inefficient. To conserve energy and help you focus on what's important, your brain uses a process called selective attention to zero in on only the most relevant information. It acts like a bouncer at a crowded club, letting in only what's necessary and ignoring the rest. Fact number two: the role of the thalamus, the brain's gatekeeper. At the heart of this process is the thalamus, a small structure located in the center of your brain. The thalamus acts as a gatekeeper, receiving sensory input from your eyes, ears, skin, and other senses, then deciding which pieces of information get passed on to the conscious brain. Think of it as a highly trained personal assistant, filtering out the unnecessary noise and only bringing the most important information to your attention. Interestingly, the thalamus works closely with the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision making and focus. Together, these brain regions determine what deserves your attention based on factors like survival, goals, and even emotional significance. For example, if you're walking through a busy street, you won't notice the individual leaves on a tree, but you'll definitely notice an approaching car. Fact three: the brain's survival mode. Focus on what's critical. Why does our brain filter out so much? The answer has a lot to do with evolution. Our ancestors didn't need to focus on every detail of their environment to survive. What mattered was detecting threats, like a predator lurking nearby, or finding food. This led the brain to develop in a way that prioritizes important information, like movement or danger, and ignores less critical details. Even today, our brain's filtering system works in ways that help us navigate the world safely and efficiently. For example, while driving a car, you're paying attention to the road, traffic signals, and other vehicles. But you're not consciously thinking about the trees or buildings passing by unless something unusual happens. This selective attention allows us to react quickly and focus on what matters most in each situation. Fact number four: the illusion of a complete picture. Your brain fills in the gaps. Here's something even more fascinating. Not only does your brain filter out most of what's happening, but it also fills in the gaps. Think about your field of vision. You may feel like you see everything around you clearly, but in reality, your peripheral vision is quite blurry, and your eyes only focus on a tiny area at a time. So, how do we perceive the world as a sharp, continuous image? It's because your brain uses information from your previous experiences to create a mental model of your surroundings. This model allows you to make sense of the world, even though your senses only capture fragments of it. Your brain fills in the blanks, often without you even noticing. This is why optical illusions work so well. They trick your brain by playing with its assumptions about how the world should look, leading you to perceive something that isn't really there. Fact number five: the power of selective attention. What you focus on shapes your reality. Our limited awareness also means that what we choose to focus on significantly shapes our experience of life. Have you ever noticed that when you're thinking about buying a new car, suddenly you see that model everywhere? That's called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, or frequency illusion. It happens because your brain filters information based on what you're currently paying attention to, giving you the illusion that something is more common than it actually is. This shows just how powerful selective attention is in shaping our reality. What you focus on, consciously or unconsciously, defines the way you experience the world. So while you're technically only seeing a small percentage of what's happening around you, that tiny fraction becomes your reality. Fact number 6: multitasking is a myth. Your brain can't process multiple things at once. Given how selective your brain is, it shouldn't come as a surprise that multitasking is largely a myth. The human brain isn't designed to handle multiple streams of information simultaneously. Instead, when you think you're multitasking, your brain is actually rapidly switching between tasks, often leading to reduced efficiency and more mistakes. Research shows that when you try to multitask, your brain is overwhelmed by the competing demands, causing it to prioritize one task over another. This constant switching can tire out your brain, making it harder to focus and process information effectively. So, there you have it. While it may feel like you're fully aware of the world around you, your brain is constantly filtering out most of what's happening, allowing you to experience only a fraction of reality. But don't worry, that's a good thing. This filtering system helps you focus on what's important and make sense of the overwhelming sensory information that surrounds you every second. Want to learn more about the hidden mechanisms of the brain and how they shape your reality? Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more mind-blowing facts right here on Fact Frenzy.